Hello students, I'm Himani Sharma, your UGC NET educator. In this new YouTube video, we are going to move forward with the concept series of paper 1, UGC NET. So we know that teaching and research aptitude has been important as an entire paradigm if we talk about paper 1, which comprises of 10 units altogether. So through the usage of the concept series, till now we have tried to cover the units which are basically really important. All of them are, of course. So we have tried to cover the concepts which are really important, and today we are going to start with the unit of ICT, right? But before even jumping on to that very particular thing, I have an important announcement to make. We are going to start for this very particular batch, which is targeting the December 2023 cycle. So the course is going to start from the 10th of July, which is related to paper 1, teaching and research aptitude. Apart from that, we are also offering two other courses which are for the main subject, paper 2. So paper 2 political science and paper 2 English literature, they will also be started from the 10th of July. For any further information, you can click on the link provided in the description below, right? And of course, if any doubts, you can drop it in the comment section. Now coming back here and again, we are going to start with the unit of ICT. First of all, what do we really mean by ICT? What is the full form of ICT? ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. Correct? So we have certain things, we have generations of computers in here, which have used vacuum tubes, transistors, so on and so forth. We have other things as well, like the acronyms, the abbreviations, email, internet, intranet, extranet for that matter, hardware, software, operating system. So all the things, the digital initiatives also for that matter, any schemes which are digitally launched with the usage of ICT when it comes to higher education, when it comes normally to ICT, those systems of, those very particular schemes we are also going to cover in these concept series. So you see, even if we see this is a really easy unit, this is a really easy unit because it just talks about computer, it is not about that. There are multiple things which we in general do not really know of, and you will be for sure getting those things at your tips with these very particular concept series. Now, the first topic for ICT that we are going to deal with is hardware and software. So, computers consist, if you see a computer system, if I just say that you are using your mobile phone right now, you are viewing this very particular video on a particular application. But if I say, if you did not even have your mobile phone or laptop, anything where you could have viewed this video, you will not be able to get a hold of it. You will not be able to get to view this very particular video because you did not have access to the hardware. So, of course, even if I talk about your mobile phone, just not the mobile phone, the chips, the battery, the screen, etc., all of them are what? They are hardware. Now coming back again here, you are viewing the video on YouTube platform, correct? So YouTube here is there in that very particular hardware. It is an application which is there. So of course that is a software. But we will be talking about other examples as well. The application software, the system software which is there. What is the differentiation between the two? So this is an overview that I gave you. Hardware, if I talk about, is something which is tangible, which can be touched. I can touch this screen. I can touch this stylus. Even this is a hardware. But if I am talking about the application which is inside here, I cannot touch it. I can just download it, update it, so on and so forth. So software is intangible. Both of them are essential. Both of them are really required for a computer to function. Even if you are just having a hardware, agar aapke paas sirf phone hota, no applications would have been there, no operating system, no Android, no, Apple ka software, etc. If it would not have been there, of course, you will not be able to get access to this video. For that very particular thing, you need a hardware. They are kind of dependent on one another. So hardware are the physical components of a computer. What are those? Examples are CPU. CPU ko you can touch the motherboard, the fan which is inside it, memory, motherboard, keyboard, monitor, etc. Memory in what stance? RAM की chips होती हैं, ROM की chips होती है. You can touch those very particular chips. Apart from that, you can even touch your memory card, you can even touch your pen drive. That is why I have written memory. You cannot touch your, of course, memory here. Hardware provides the physical infrastructure of a computer. This is the basic, and the basic definition that I could provide you with the usage of examples as well. Types of hardware, here we have CPU, already told you, brain of the computer, memory, RAM, ROM, storage devices, hard disk drive, solid state SSD, HDD, input devices like keyboard, mouse, etc. Output devices, this is also a monitor, and here through the usage of a stylus, I am providing it with the input of this very particular thing, right? And jab I am drawing here, it is giving me the output of the same drawing that I am moving my hand particularly in the direction of mouse, these chips, right? This is the motherboard, these speakers, etc. All of them, because they can be touched, they are hardware. Coming back, CPU executes instructions whichever is there, known as the brain of a computer, performs calculations and controls the overall operation of the computer. Without a CPU, even in laptop we have a CPU only, right? Not that much big, jitna desktop ke saath we get, but of course we have a CPU because it is the brain, as I already told you, of a computer. Intel Core, AMZ Ryzen, ARM processors. What are these? These processors, these chips are CPUs. The examples or the types of CPUs only. Then we have memory. Memory mein first we have is RAM. And RAM and ROM, really important from a net perspective. I have brought forth a differentiation between these particular things as well. So you need to note those things. Random access memory stores data and instructions that the CPU needs to access quickly. So of course, you will need a RAM in your computer, you of course will need a ROM in your computer. You can have your RAM increased in size. You can ask any computer repair shop, वहाँ पे जाके you can ask them, if your computer's RAM is 4 GB and the memory is almost full, your computer will slow down. So you will have to get your RAM increased, of course, correct? So from 4 GB, you can either get it to 8 GB, right? Then it will work smoothly at a faster rate. Correct? So CPU needs to access quickly. The performance of the computer will depend on the RAM memory which you have there. Types are DDR4, DDR5. These are the versions of RAM. Then we have ROM, read only memory. We have subtypes as well under RAM and ROM, right? Those things will be covered again. Function stores firmware and instructions that are permanently programmed into a computer. So of course, if I say ROM, it has the title read only memory. You cannot change it. The instructions which you already coded on a particular chip, they will be stored for a lifetime, of course, and they will be programmed. If I say that I am going to, you use your phone, of course, you use this particular button. Why do you use it? You use it to turn it on or off. You use the volume buttons बढ़ाने के लिए या कम करने के लिए, of course. So those buttons even are the functions of those very buttons are written on the ROM chip, which will be guiding the CPU, guiding the other devices to work properly. BIOS, basic input output system, and firmware, these are the types of ROM. Now here I have the differentiation between the two of them. Correct? So we are going to see them. You are also going to write it on in your notebooks. First, RAM stands for random access memory. Already would have written. ROM, read only memory. It is volatile. RAM is volatile. Now what do we mean by volatile? It means that the data, if the power is shut down of a particular computer, desktop, so on and so forth, the data will be gone if the power is shut. So data is present till the power supply is present. After supply, data is removed. So RAM se data remove ho jayega. ROM data it is permanently there. If I talk about the CPU, you turn on the CPU with a particular button. So those instructions are time and again stored on the ROM only. So ROM knows what functions are supposed to be there. So it is non-volatile. This word is really volatile, these two words, volatile and non-volatile, these are really favorite of the examiners of the NET. So volatile means it is temporary, non-volatile means it's permanent, correct? Its speed is quite high, as I already told you that the performance of a CPU, the performance of a computer or any kind of laptop, etc. depends on the RAM memory. Hence it is high. Here the speed is slower than RAM. RAM data can be read, erased or modified. But here ROM, we cannot change it, correct? Because it is read only. Used to store data that CPU needs for current instruction processing. But here that is needed to bootstrap the computer. Again, one thing which is important, which has been asked in the NET examination, that is bootstrapping. So the question that the NET examiner has asked, that which type of memory is responsible for the startup routine of a computer. This has been asked as a question. So it is ROM. And the startup routine of a computer, this has been asked, right? They can also put this very particular term. Which type of memory is related with the bootstrapping process of a computer? It is ROM, because as I already told you, the instructions are stored on the chip. The ROM knows that if this power on button will be pressed, the computer will turn on. Correct? So of course, bootstrapping or the startup routine, which memory holds that very particular process, it is ROM. Correct? So you all need not get confused. RAM memory is large and high capacity, ROM is small, low capacity. RAM is expensive. Agar aap aaj bhi jaoge, you will, the person whosoever is there at the laptop shop will ask you that itni mehengi padegi, and RAM is of course expensive than ROM. Correct? Then we have HDD, the storage devices. The function of an HDD, hard disk drive, is it stores data magnetically on spinning disks which are there. On the other hand, if we talk about the solid state drives, the SSDs, they use flash memory technology, providing faster access time. Flash memory just we have as in what? The pen drives, etc. So SATA, NFMe, these are the examples of the SSD. Then we have input devices which come under what? Hardware only. Input mein keyboard allows users to input text, right? Mouse, pointing device of course to control the cursor and interact with the computer. So the human is interacting with the computer using the cursor. That is the pointing device called mouse. Correct? There are other input devices as well: joystick, touch panel, touchpad, MICR, right? Magnetic ink code reader. Then we have output devices, monitor, visual output deta hai hame, videos, MP3, etc. we can play, correct? Printer produces hard copies of whatever medium we have stored in our computers, right? The documents and images, we can get them printed through the usage of printer. Projector is also an output device. Monitor, speakers because we give the input of playing the music, लेकिन हमको output मिलता है वही गाना सुनने का, correct? Now comes software. As I already told you, software is intangible. It cannot be touched, but it is downloaded, it is uploaded, it is what? It can be updated as well. Programs, data and instructions that tell the computer how to perform tasks. So of course, if you open calculator software in your in your computer or in your phone, the calculator knows that what are the tasks which are supposed to be performed. अब वो आपको गाने तो बजा के सुनाएगा नहीं, of course it will not play songs for you. It will just be doing the assigned task, that is calculating the numbers which you will be providing it. Examples: operating system, that is known as a system software, application software, right? Games, web browsers, etc. Function, it enables users, us, to interact with and utilize the capabilities of the hardware. So of course, the hardware will require a software to function. If a computer is there, but no hardware, no software is installed in there, no operating system is there, of course it will not work. Types of software: operating system or system software, for example, Windows, Mac operating system, Linux. Without them, the computer, the phone won't work. Phone mein we have Android, right? Application software, the processors, like we have Microsoft Office, like we have Google Slides, we have other things as well which do a particular function, correct? Spreadsheets, graphic design tools. Utility software, just like we have for a particular assigned task. Antivirus, disk cleanup, file compression. So antivirus, it will have its particular assigned task to increase. Utility softwares are to increase or boost the performance of a computer, correct? Then we have programming languages of programming softwares, Java, Python, C++, which will be there. First is operating system or system software per se, manages computer hardware and provides the user interface. So let's just say these are all the examples of the operating system which are there. If now I will give you an example. You are having Microsoft Windows installed in your computer, right? These are the examples. Then we have application software where we have different types of applications. As I gave you the example of a calculator, of course, the calculator will calculate or perform the numeric functions only, correct? But it will not be playing a song for you. So application software, for if you want the application software to be there in your computer, your phone, etc., if you want certain apps in your phone, your computer, you will have to have, that is a mandatory thing, you will have to have an operating system, because operating system pehle aayega, Windows will be there. First of all, of course, you will need a hardware. You will need, let's just say, you will need a mobile phone or laptop, let's just say. You will need a mobile phone or laptop which act as what? Which are your hardware. Now, after having a mobile, you will have to have the software, the operating system there. Laptop mein, mobile mein, let's just say we have Android. And in laptop, what do we have? We have Windows. So this is what? This is the system software. And why do we call it as a software? Because it cannot be touched and it is installed in the computer or the phone. Then comes what? Then will come our applications. So application Android mein, let's just say we have Instagram. And in laptop, let's just say we have calculator, or let's just say PowerPoint presentation, PPT, Microsoft, right? So what are these? These are your application. Just to provide you, these are your application software which are having applications which are going to perform one kind or the other kind of function. Now here, let me just give you, I have provided you it in a hierarchy so that we can understand it clearly. First of all, you will need to have a mobile phone. Only then you will be installing Android, etc. on it, or you will get it installed, of course, through the mobile phone seller or the laptop seller. Then you will be installing Instagram without, let's just say, without a phone particularly, you cannot have these two functions. Or without Android installed on your phone, you just have the phone, you cannot really install Instagram, because for that you will first of all need an operating system to work. So operating system is always required for the application software. But application software can work, right? Of course, this particular thing, the application software is dependent on the operating system. We are clear, correct? Then we have the utility software, tools to manage and optimize the computer's performance and security. So utility softwares are used to enhance the security, performance, etc., the usage of a particular computer. For example, we have antivirus, we have cleaner, WinRAR, etc. This is for the zipping or the compression, etc., of the files that we have. Then we have programming languages. To write anything, to write a coding, to develop software. So I have a friend, of course, and he does the coding and creates applications. So what does he do? He is using these particular programming languages, the programming softwares particularly, to create applications and create softwares as well. So Java, Python, JavaScript, C++, etc. These are the languages in which the coding is written, and hence later on an application is produced as per the user's demand. So similarities kya hai between hardware and software? Both are required for a computer to function. Hardware cannot work on its own. It is just a piece of dabba, correct? And applications, etc., the software which are there, they will need a hardware to work in, right? Undergo continuous advancements, because let's just say, even for that matter, first of all, we used to have bahut bade computers which were of a room size. Then the advancement took place and the computer came and a desktop size. Now we have laptops, palm tops, tablets, etc. So continuous advancements, hardware may be there. Of course, there is a continuous advancement in software as well. We have encryption feature in WhatsApp now. We can also edit messages in WhatsApp now, just like Telegram. Interconnected and depend on each other. They are dependent on each other. These are the similarities. Now differences, hardware is tangible. It can be touched. Software cannot be touched, right? Intangible, it is the digital data which is stored. Hardware, physical capabilities. Software will assign the task to a computer which it can perform for you. Then we have hardware, more expensive of course. Agar motherboard kharab ho gaya, CPU, etc. RAM for that matter, if it gets destroyed or if it is, full, you will have to get it, increased, etc. So it is expensive. Software, on the other hand, it is not that much expensive. It is there. You can just upgrade it. Or if you need a special software, for that you will have to pay. Hardware has physical limitations, can wear out over time. A CPU with the dust, etc., and so on and so forth, other things which are hardware, they can wear out because of the usage over time. Software digitally do not, but of course there are certain updates which are time and again provided by the application builder. Software can be installed, updated and modified without any kind of variability. Correct? So there were certain physical things which were there, of course, which we know as what? Hardware. Software, which is the digital data, the digital instructions, the applications, etc., which are stored in a computer. So this is what we were supposed to cover in the paper 1 lecture, right? The concept series which were there, and of course we are going to move forward with other things as well. So you all stay tuned. I'll see you again. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye bye.